Welcome back to Combat Sports Weekly. This is a part of the show where we take a look at the national and local headlines. Let's run with the national ones. UFC Fight Night 83. Obviously, Tim Means, we were hoping would be in this contest, but Alex Oliveira has replaced him to face Donald Cerrone. The event will be taking place live from Pittsburgh on Fox Sports 1. The main card, just a heads up, again on Sunday, starts at 7 p.m. Mountain. Odds to this one, Cerrone a minus 300 favorite, while Oliveira is coming in around plus 285. The card also features Albuquerque trained Derek Brunson in the co-headlining event there against Juan Canedo. So a pretty good fight against the Brazilian there for Derek Brunson. So make sure you guys check that out. Again, a special date of Sunday. We move over across the pond again. Anthony Joshua, these UK boxers are just nonstop. One of the best heavyweight prospects in the world is finally getting a title shot. On April 9th, he'll be facing newly crowned IBF heavyweight Charles Marin. The fight will take place at the O2 Arena in London. They expect a crowd of at least, get this, 40,000 people to be at that fight. Another guy still trying to make money, Roy Jones Jr. If you guys haven't seen the news, we'll be talking about it in our roundtable. But he's part of this new event, this card taking place in Phoenix, Arizona, titled Your Fight. It'll feature the old legends from boxing, MMA, and professional wrestling. But guess what? Roy Jones isn't fighting another professional boxer. He's fighting an actual random fan. Fans are encouraged to, send in their videos, and then I guess we as fans will vote. If they're able to defeat Roy Jones, guess what? They'll win $100,000. So obviously, I definitely want to see what the roundtable has to say about that one. Pretty entertaining. Roy Jones Jr. obviously now, well past his mid-40s. So it's very entertaining to see what happens there. And if a fan's able to knock him out, here we go. Back to the UK, a super huge fight taking place between Scott Quigg and fellow super bantamweight Carl Frampton. Of course, both guys, Quigg from England and Carl Frampton from Northern Ireland. Both guys champions, respective champions at that super bantamweight class. They'll face off February 27th at the Manchester Arena. Frampton, a minus 175 favorite in this one, so it should be a stellar fight. And they could probably expect anywhere from 35 to 40,000 people there. UK doing big things. So we move away from the national headlines and now run with the local ones. This was huge news that hit the airwaves, hit the social media atmosphere here in Albuquerque, and not just in Albuquerque, internationally, just because of who is on this card. Amber Brown, the number 5 ranked atomweight based out of Albuquerque, will finally get a title shot March 11th at Invicta FC 16 in Las Vegas. She'll face newly crowned champ Ayaka Hamasaki in what should be a pretty tough fight for Brown. The fight is a main event on that Invicta FC 16 card that's set to take place at the Tropicana, again, in Las Vegas, Nevada. So interesting to see what the odds to this one will be. Another local fighter that either lined up or supposed to be lined up with the big fight. He obviously broke the news here last week. Josh the Pitbull Torres out of Albuquerque was to face New York Zab Judah. So there's a lot of questions on social media if the fight is off. Obviously, last week we broke the news that the two had verbally agreed to a March 11th date. It appears that the men are actually in disagreement over the weight limit. The aim for Torres is 144 pounds. The fight, if it is going to happen March 11th. It'll air live from the Las Vegas Downtown Event Center on CBS Sports Network. Again, March 11th for those of you that are trying to make it out there. A highly anticipated fight that took place this weekend on the Jackson's MMA Series 17 card ended in an anticlimactic manner. Main event again was that big flyweight fight between Nick Urso and Jordan Espinosa. The fight ended as a no contest as late in the second round, the referee jumped in after what he deemed an illegal hit to the back of Espinosa's head. Some of you guys may have seen that video. I mean, you could barely see, but it does look like Urso clipped Espinosa in the back of the head. Doctor came in to check on Espinosa, and ultimately, after he failed a sight test there on the spot, he waved the fight off. So there's no word on if the two guys will have a rematch. So we'll keep you guys obviously updated on that. Make sure to check out the post-fight interview that we did with Nick Urso in our guest segment. So we move on from that to another local fight that potentially takes place here in Albuquerque. Conrad Padilla is set to be in action on Frescas Promotions Rumble on Route 66. Conrad Padilla's opponent is yet to be named. Also on the card, we can expect Andres Quintana, another top prospect here out of the Albuquerque area. So finally, things heating up here in the Albuquerque region, the area where things have already been heated up for at least most of this year. Up in northern New Mexico, Rumble at the Rock 2. It's set to take place this February, against 20th, this Saturday, I should say. The main event will feature Tony Valdez out of Espinosa against Ray Chacon, who is fighting out of Los Angeles. This card, based off what the promoter's saying online, is close to being sold out. Matthew Diamond Boy Griego hopefully will also be featured in his second career fight on that card. So that'll do it for the national and local headlines. No highlights for this week, but make sure you guys catch us after the break with that interview with Nick Urso.